This video is brought to you by Roguedeckbuilder.com. Purchase a playmat today and help us make the move to our new studio. We have over 10 playmats to choose from. Visit Roguedeckbuilder.com. Hi there, it's Kevin with Roguedeckbuilder.com. We're going to do one more. I know we've already done 4 matches with Epic Experiment. We're going to do one more. Yes, we'd like to play first. This is definitely keepable hand. We have this extremely aggressive hand with Young Pyromancer, Goblin Rabblemaster, and then we can follow it up with the War Leader's Helix, Stoke the Flames. So I'm going to go ahead and throw out a Temple of Abandon. We're going to scry away everything but a land, and preferably a white source. Maybe not. Maybe I do want another Young Pyromancer on in our hand, because that actually seems pretty good. So, Coast. No first turn play. Will Pyromancer. And see if he can respond to a Pyromancer. But we do need to hit into that land. I might regret not scrying away a land. Might be Rogue Toolbox we're after again. See if he actually helixes off this Young Pyromancer. He does. So next turn if we draw into land, it'll be Goblin Rabblemaster. Definitely like this play. So Mr. Rabble will come out. Puts out a nice little token that we can convoke into a juicy card later on. So the thing about this deck is I think that we found a good deck without Epic Experiment. Just kind of the Rug Toolbox splashing for white for Warrior's Helix and Riot controls and things like that. Maybe Epic Experiment just deserves to be in the sideboard against certain control matchups. Maybe it's just a one-of as a trump card. But I admit the card's not working out as greatly as I hoped. So the good news is we get to take out his Courser. This is kind of a mirrorish deck. We just played a similar deck not too long ago with it. Can't quite War this Helix, but we will Stoke the Flames. Can I cast Young Pyromancer and do both? Yes, I can. So we're going to redo this. Because what we're going to do is cast Young Pyromancer. And I can still get in with a Goblin. Because we'll add a Goblin here. And stoke down the Courser of Kruphix. Get a nice little token that we can then convoke into probably another Rabblemaster. But, I mean, he's just in a bit of an issue unless he can somehow pull like an Anger of Gods. He does have a Lightning Strike. I think what you have to do right here is Lightning Strike the Goblin Rabblemaster. And we have so many tokens. We draw one more land. We can actually kill off anything he puts out. Yep. Good interaction for me. He misses land drop. We have a Temple of Plenty, which will be nice later on. We can actually convoke into another Rabblemaster, which I think is the right play. Or do we convoke into a Purphoros? I do want this on top, on bottom, because we're convoking anyway. It doesn't matter where we put it. Bottom. So convoke for 3 would find another Rabblemaster, and we'd still have a Goblin mount. I think that's the right play. So pay the 3, convoke here, convoke here, convoke here. Okay. So I should have played that land after. Puts in a 1/1, gets us another Rabblemaster, or Hornet's Nest, or a Gutter Snipe. Geez, all of them would be pretty good here. But we'll take the other Goblin Rabblemaster because it gives us, yet again, another token, which we can attack for 2. And now he's got to find another answer for this Rabble Master. And just the crazy amount of tokens we have. We have the Warrior's Helix that takes out another Courser. I'm absolutely loving this deck, even without the Epic Experiment. Absolutely loving it. Yes, it can have a counter. That's fine. We're just going to Warrior's Helix it. Put that on bottom. So Veneca Xenagos is kind of a weird card. Don't understand it in the list, but it doesn't matter. We're helixing it down. Gains us back up to 20. Puts out another token. And Rabble Master's going to get this job done. For a gazillion damage here. Exactly perfect damage. I should learn to count. Because that's 9. Yeah, yep, that's 16 exactly. We'll go into the sideboard. No Epic Experiment again. And in this matchup, I don't think we quite... I don't know, I kind of like Riot Control in this kind of mirror match. I don't think I need the Hornet's Nest or as a Staticaster. Maybe go down to just one of Epic Experiment. I apologize. This is the card that I started with, and I do want to see it go off, but maybe Gutter Snipe. Now, he's got too many ways to kill Gutter Snipe, because we'll go back up to another Epic Experiment, because that is the name of the deck. Other than Mizium Mortars, I think I need Mizium Mortars in here. We'll go down to a 2 of Riot Control. And I kind of just want like a 1 of Fog in here. But we'll keep this. Another very good hand. We can toolbox into exactly what we need. Scry away a land on top, keep everything else. Yeah, get rid of this. I'd love to see a Pyromancer. If he plays a Pyromancer, I have to kill it. He does not. So we are free to Breeding Pool into play, or yeah, it's going to be Breeding Pool. And just pass it. I don't think I need to quite Lightning Strike anything he puts out immediately. He can't put out a Courser here. He can put a Rabble Master. Divination, okay. That's an interesting card. Card draw in this deck, I think, is just better through Xenagos and Keranos and whatnot. So another Temple, a little bit redundant at this point. Very redundant. I think we have plenty of lands forever. I think that Riot Control is not necessary. We'll put it on the bottom. And pass the turn. He misses land drop completely. He has to Divination again. And this is going to put him... Yeah, he's got to discard a card now. Which, he found his land, though. And good old Xenagos is going to be able to get in for 2 damage. This deck is pretty much... Well, you lose a lot of the lands, but this deck is pretty much intact post-rotation. In this hand, we just lose the Warleader's Helix. We still have the Court of Calling, and Young Pyromancer, I guess, is going to hurt big time to lose. But I'm sure you can actually put in maybe like Raise the Alarms, or there may be another card from the set that can replace it. Negate goes in the graveyard, which is actually extremely good versus me. So we'll Temple here. And throw out Mr. Xenagos, which dies to a Lightning Strike, but at least it gets me a 2/2. $18-18. Pretty even on all aspects of the game. He's got 7 cards in hand. We have 6. We're a little bit ahead with a Planeswalker in play and a Satyr token in play. I almost guarantee Xenagos is going to get striked off. It'd be really the only move. I can see maybe Courser Crucifix hoping for a land to strike off Xenagos. Yep, and that's exactly what he finds. So, yeah, he's going to be able to get a lot of advantage here. We'll Worldly just Helix that guy off. Yeah. Knew that was coming. Yeah, Worldly just Helix. I have a Courser of my own that I could play here, but I think the right play is Helix off Courser. Pushing back up to 22. We'll throw another Temple Garden, sure. And get in with the Satyr. And this is about as even of a game as possible. Same land count. He's got one more card in hand, but I've got a creature on board. He's used 2 divinations, so his ability to actually draw more cards than me is going to be a little bit behind. We have the Courser to find lands off the top of our library. Kiora... Kiora's okay. He does go on the Kiora, but... Or I'm just going to Lightning Strike off Kiora. So we'll play Courser. And there's a Court of Calling, which will be nice later on. And Cure is basically a gain 5 life card. Well, and make me discard a card. Yes, we'd like to redirect it. And then no more play, so we'll just pass the turn to him. Again, still a pretty even matchup, though. Very similar deck lists. I'm sure that's what he has in his deck is cards like Young Pyromancer. You'd have to think that's in here. See if the Courser gets stoked here. Into the Void. So returns them both. Return up to 2 target creatures in the owner's hand. Doesn't really do terribly much. Puts me back a turn. But this could find a land on top. Does find a Lightning Strike. Well, the Stomping Grounds here. So he's kind of like a more tempo-based deck. So maybe we will see a huge epic experiment. So Stormbright Dragon, yep, he'll get mortared off. And a Mystic. We can actually overload it, take them both out. Definitely okay with that little trade. There's a Purphoros. And we can Confluence here. Gain a life, go back up to 20. Put him down to 15. Purphoros Rabblemaster is going to be amazing. Purphoros Young Pyromancer will be pretty decent. See if he goes another Storm Breath. He does have another Storm Breath. Little bit of an issue here, but I don't think he can race me at this point. So what is the best line of play? So I'm going to be casting Purphoros. So let's do that right now. And can I convoke for Young Pyromancer is the thing. We could if we shocked ourselves. But I don't think I'm going to. Just going to Courser Crucifix. Get him down to a 13. He can use his turn here to take up Storm Breath, but I might just have him dead with Perforos. Stoke the Flames is coming up next turn, and I can Convoke and cast everything. So he's gonna Storm Breath here. So let's get rid of a card, even though it cost me a mana or damage. And take 2. So I'm going to take a total of 9 damage from the dragon, Mr. Puff. Going down to a 7, and so I will have to kill him this turn. There's no way I can get Perforos turned on, I don't believe. But we get to Stoke the Flames here. Which I do believe we can cast. So is Young Pyromancer better? We gotta do the math here. So 6, I can 5 for a Young Pyromancer. And then Stoke the Flames, which gives me 2 damage. Or I can Goblin Rabblemaster, which gives 2 damage. And I can still Stoke the Flames and do 2 more, and that's 10. Is that 10? Uh-oh. I'm not quite sure what the right play is here. Top of my library is another Stoke. So it's 1 less mana to Court of Calling into Pyromancer. Does 2 damage, take him down to 8. Courser takes him down to a 6. The Stoke, yep, this works. So we're just going to Convoke. For 2. And get the Young Pyromancer, which does 2 damage. And then we're going to attack in. And it still has a Stoke the Flames on top. That's funny. Attack in for 2, which gets him down to a 6. Which then we can do perfect damage with the 6 of him and the 2 from the Perforos coming in. Alrighty, so I apologize again for never seeing Epic Experiment. The card just did not want to be in my hand at all. There it is, way down. But you see, I love that what we've come up here with this deck list. I know it's a very similar to the Rug Toolbox deck list, but adding white for just the Warleader's Helix is just huge. Warleader's Helix was one of my best cards, and then having access to Riot Control, and I think I haven't even touched the surface of what you could actually do with convoking maybe into even Trostani to populate. Maybe not the best of card, because it gains life. So you could put a 1 of Trostani in the sideboard instead of a Riot Control maybe. You could put in, I'm trying to think of some other white-green cards. Even Voice Resurgence, it wouldn't be that great, but and Fleece Mane Lion, of course, wouldn't be that decent, but I'm sure that there is. Then even at white-red, you have Boros Reckoner can fit a lot easier into this type of deck. It could be a 1 of. You could go grab white-blue cards. You could go grab, so that'd be like a Nyx Fleece Mane could be in the sideboard. You could actually convoke into. Just so many options with this kind of Court of Calling toolbox type deck. And I really think Young Pyromancer, Goblin Rabblemaster is a great little combo, and Xenagos to actually get enough mana. I still like the 1 of Epic Experiment, though, in this, as we are utilizing it. It is another kill condition that can get out a ton of spells. And hope you enjoyed this deck list. I absolutely love this one. I wish I had more time to play this in Standard. It just sucks when, I had a bit of if you see my video list a couple videos back where I was just sick of Magic and I just didn't even want to play it, and now I'm coming up with all these. Maybe I should have done a top 10 deck list there and started brewing around, because all of these deck lists I've done so far have been so fun to play with, and I hope you've enjoyed them as well. This is Kevin with Roguedeckbuilder.com. Thanks for watching.